You've just tuned in to the Byron Cage Show featuring Supa Dave. Stay right here to watch topics that are relevant to today's issues and the opposites, which tackle subject matters from two different perspectives. Celebrity interviews, life-changing information from some of the leading health and medical professionals, and live performances. It's the Byron Cage Show.
Hallelujah. How many of you know God is faithful? So we're going to be faithful to him. Come on. Got a question for you? Yep. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? No, 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 no. Is there anything that God can't do, y'all? No, 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 no. Is there anything impossible? No, 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 no. Will he withhold any good thing from you? No, 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 no. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? No, 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 no. Is there anything our God can't do, y'all? No, 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 no. Is there anything impossible? No, 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 no. Will he withhold any good thing from you, sir? No, no. Come on, that's this one. That which he spoke, he's faithful. And it will come to pass. We believe and we speak. He can do exceeding abundantly above all. Come on. He's able to turn the tables in my faithful to believe. Come on, clap your hands, somebody. Right where you are. If you're faithful to believe that God is going to bring us out of the pandemic, come on, say it again. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? No, 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 no. Is there anything our God can't do, y'all? No, 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 no. Is there anything impossible? No, 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 no. Will he withhold any good thing from you? No, no. That which he's spoken, that which he's spoken, he's faithful. And it will come to pass. If we believe, come on, he can do exceeding abundantly above all that I ask. He's able to turn the table in my favor. Thank you, Lord. Say it, y'all. I believe, yes, yes, I do believe, yeah. I believe, yes, yes, I do believe. Do you know you are victorious? And his favor's reigning over us. And his promise is one thing it don't say. And your affection set on things above, yeah. Come on now. He's faithful. And it will come. Exceeding abundantly above all that I ask. He's able to turn the tables in. Come on, say it, y'all. Come on, say it again. And we speak, he can do. She's above, so he's able to turn the tables in. Yes, yes, I do believe it. Say it, y'all. I believe, yes, yes, I do believe it. Anybody do it? I believe, yes, yes, I do believe it. Hallelujah. I believe, yes, yes, I do believe. Listen, I believe he's a God who knows path in life we're ordained to go. That means even if a door should close, somewhere there's a window for sure that's opened up with big blessings that you can't retain. Shower down, so you gotta give it away. That's the blessing I'm talking about, y'all. Trust, believe, expect, no doubt. If you got itty bitty mustard seed faith, then even mom's gotta get out the way. All I want to get you really to believe. He is faithful. Say, I believe. I believe. I believe. I believe.
Well, my main man, Super Dave, is in the house, y'all. We are here hanging out, having a great time. We got a fantastic show for you today. Listen, my first guest, I've known this young lady now for decades. You know, we served together at a church called New Birth in Atlanta, Georgia, when it was just a small church, and then it became this mega ministry. And she has always been an incredible singer, an actress, and a radio guru. She has probably one of the most popular shows, Darlene McCoy on the Nightly Spirit. And she is heard by millions of people every night. I am so proud of her, and I'm so glad that she's here. She's a mother as well. Recently married, we'll talk about that. But let's talk to her now, Super Dave. Darlene McCoy Jackson.
What's going on, my brother?
What's happening, baby? How's it going? That meets Super Dave. This is Super Dave in the house.
How you doing, Miss McCoy?
Man.
I just want to say Super Dave.
Oh. Listen, man, and how appropriate it is to have you on, because you are certainly a radio giant now. And I remember when you were coming out of the starting blocks, racing to get even, and the things that we were doing, you know, at New Birth, and singing, and marriage, and divorce, and kids, and all that kind of stuff. It has really been a journey. And we'll talk in the next segment about your book, because you talk about that. But listen, man, what's happening? Let's just talk about you. Look at this glow on your face. You act like you done got remarried or something. What's up with you? Wow.
I did, and I'm so excited about it. You know, Alfonso and I got married on February 12th this year, and it was filmed by VH1's My Celebrity Dream Wedding.
Wow.
So we can look forward to watching it on VH1 very soon. But
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you know, we're in that integration stage. It's a lot of fun. You know, we're just getting to know each other better, you know?
Yeah. And when I first met him, I actually didn't meet him. I spoke, but he didn't speak back to me. In Atlanta, when they had that, remember that huge concert at the amphitheater? And you had this big guy behind you who was like 6'10", almost taller than Super Dave. And I looked and I was like, I said, hey, what's up, man? I said, hey, darling, how you doing? I hugged you. And then I said, hey, man, how you doing? And he was like, I was like, oh, okay, let me back up. I said, let me back up. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems up in here, you know what I'm saying? But you look happy, man. You look like you're extremely happy. You know what I'm saying?
I am so happy, and I feel like I'm in a harvest season. I'm actually being inducted into the National Black Radio Hall of Fame this year.
Wow.
Dope.
Well, I'm so excited about it, you know. Released a book, a memoir, of course, and, you know, just out here doing it.
Did you ever think radio? I'm sorry. I thought she was done. Did you ever think radio was going to be your passion? Like, did you ever think radio was going to be your career?
Absolutely not. I did not. Did not aspire to do radio, just kind of fell into it, thinking that it would be just something that we would do, you know, just for local radio. But, you know, as God has it, you know, I got promoted to a nighttime. Actually, I'm the first African-American woman with a national nighttime syndication.
That's dope. Okay.
It's so crazy, right? But yeah, I mean, what are we, like 7 years in now? 7 years into being syndicated. I have 2 syndications. I have a top 15 syndication on weekends, and then of course my nightly syndication, and I'm just enjoying it. So
you better go ahead.
Yeah, you're absolutely
You're killing it out there.
Yeah, she really is. But now, the earlier years of Darlene McCoy, when we were in the choir, she used to sing on one of my choirs called the New Birth Chorale. And we were known for having real busy vibratos and just, you know, high ranges and all that kind of stuff, you know. but to think about where we've come from, you know, especially under the leadership of the Bishop Eddie Long and that whole umbrella of when New Birth really went from 300 persons. I think when I left, it was a little over 20,000 after serving there for 12 years. But Darlene served so faithfully, you know, in the choir. But give her a mic, she gonna tear it up, because she's not just a pretty face. I mean, when I say sing, I like that one song she has. It sounds like da 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 da. I thought it was that Juicy song. You know what I'm saying? He thinks I'm worthy. Yeah. I love that, man. I love that.
Thank you.
And so now, what are you working on now, music? You doing some more stuff musically for us?
Yeah, you know what? What happened was right before the pandemic, I released an EP called Jesus Was Eclectic. And that's where I went through the decades, the 70s, 80s, 90s. That song you like is a 90s sound.
Yep.
But now that we're out and I can get out and promote it a little bit more, I'm just going to keep pushing that because I really feel like there are some songs that I want to make sure that the public gets their hands on. You know, the next release is called Get Close. and it's a duet with R&B singer. His name is Alvin Garrett. But basically, in that particular song is a narrative of the woman with the issue of blood, but it's got that D'Angelo funk to it. So yeah, we're looking to release that one very soon.
Wow, that's incredible. But guess what? Whether you're singing with an R&B person, this is how gospel singers can do it. Super Dave, watch this. Darlene, just sing 20 seconds of your favorite hymn. Let's just say Amazing Grace. Watch this, y'all. This is how gospel singers can do it.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Yes, sir!
She was singing. You better sing.
Y'all, that's a gospel singer right there. That's a gospel singer. Ain't no auto-tunes on her voice, nothing special on her voice. That is just a gift from God. But listen, we're going to come right back because I want to talk about this book and talk about some things. You are coming to the DMV area, and I want you to talk about that. So keep it right here, you guys, on the Byron Cage Show. We'll be right back with Darlene McCoy. Jackson. Well, y'all, welcome back to the Byron Cage Show, featuring my man Super Dave. We're sitting here talking to an incredible artist / radio guru, and now she is an author. And y'all, she just turned 50. If they say black don't crack, that's what it looks like. Look at that right there. She ain't cracking, y'all. She is not cracking. Looking like she's still in her 30s.
Definitely looks good.
Looking like a cantaloupe with a scoop of ice cream on top. Come on, somebody.
Cantaloupe.
I love it, man. Listen, man, your book that you have, chronicling your journey, talk about what you want everybody to get out of this book.
Man, I tell you what, first of all, and then she turned 50 is the name of the book.
Okay.
And the thing is I have so many stories. You know, Byron, I don't even think you know that when I came to Atlanta, Georgia, I was actually running for my life from a criminal domestic violence situation. And when I got here, I had $1 to my name, and I knew nobody. So, you know, just the journey from that point to this one was just, it's full of stories. You know, Super Dave, you asked me, you know, did I always want to do radio? Did I ever think I was going to be this in radio? You will see in the book that I absolutely did not know. I kind of fell into it. But there's so many stories and full circle moments. And then, you know, after each story is like wisdom nuggets per chapter, you know, because once you look back over your life and you get an opportunity to look at everything that you've come through, you also want to know what you've learned from everything that you've come through. So I'm hoping that, you know, this book can help someone that's on their own journey and possibly can relate to some of the things that I've come through. But yeah, it's, you know, one of the things was when I was a little girl, of course I was raised in church. I knew all of the songs, but my grandmother lived next door. She was my best friend, but she passed away. And when she passed away, I was like 13 years old. And then, I mean, a lot of people find this really funny, but in a 13-year-old mind, this is the way I thought. They used to teach, you know, if you sin, you go to hell. You know, when you die. You see what I mean? And I thought that using profanity, like I heard her say some things, and I was like, I'm not sure if she made it or not. But
you was a heathen.
all my teenage years, like when I would go to church, I was only there for the music and for the Holy Spirit. And that was it. I didn't want to hear any preaching. But it wasn't until my brother went off into the Air Force and I used to call his house, and he had this outgoing message from commission. There was a song, Only What You Do for Christ Will Last, from commission. And I used to listen to it and call and just hear it. He said, just go get the tape. So I would listen to commission's music, and they were giving me lyrics that started to draw me into understanding that God wasn't so harsh. He is a God of love.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way that I got into a relationship with God, is through gospel music. So, and it wasn't the traditional church music. It was at that time the worldly church music where they were having a hard time being played. You know what I mean? But that's what drew me, and that's what gives me, you know, the courage to be the kind of artist that I am. in gospel music. You know, I sing, but I sing with an urban flavor to it because that's how my life has changed, and I'm sure that so many other lives will change. You know.
And that's dope because we need more of that, and that's kind of why how we are together, because we want people to see that you can fellowship, you know, respect each other, you know, praise the Lord all together. You can do it your own style. You can be who you are and be respected and still do your part. Because, you know, it's good that you're telling your story like that, because a lot of young women need to hear the other side of survival from situations like that, because they fear leaving. They need to know that they can leave and be okay. So I'm glad that you're telling your story as well. That's pretty dope, and thank you for that.
But now, guess what? Now, they ain't going to be doing that no more because her husband is Goliath.
Come on.
Somebody gonna try to step to it now. It's gonna be a serious problem.
Yeah.
Hey, Darlene, tell everybody all your social media, what you're gonna do, and then also before you leave, tell us about this book tour because you're coming to the Washington D.C. area, the DMV area. For those who are watching in that area, and we're going to be having a private party at my house for her as well. But just talk about your social media first, and then just kind of talk about their coming to the DMV.
Yes, well, you know what? And on social media, on Instagram and on Twitter, I am at Darlene McCoy. They won't change it because I have the blue check, but I'm still at Darlene McCoy. But on Facebook, I am Darlene. You can follow me there. And yeah, definitely, you got to come to, actually, I'm going to have two stops in the DMV for my book signing. I'm working on the one at Mahogany that is in the National Harbor Mall.
The National Harbor, Maryland? Uh-huh.
Yes. But I've also been booked for Living Well, the Living Well bookstore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right in Silver Spring, Maryland. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm booked for that Friday afternoon. Now, the times, you have to listen to the station in DC. To find out the times because they're getting that information over to me. But I'll have two, and then I'm going to, I have a penthouse social at someone's home. So,
you have a good time.
Great time there.
Absolutely.
I'm still waiting on my invite. You know, it's tricky.
Listen.
You're invited, Super Dave. I just invited you.
Okay, she said she'll invite you. It'll be good.
Byron had me on the Navy list.
Not at all. But listen, Darlene, love you so much. So happy for you.
Pleasure.
Fabulous at 50, author, new, marriage again. You're moving to some great things. So I'm so proud of you. And thank you so much for coming on the Byron K Show. Look forward to having you as a part of season 2. We love you so much.
I love you too, Byron. Thank you so much. And good to meet you, Super.
Good to meet you.
When did Daniel learn to trust God? And the answer is, he didn't learn in the lion's den. He learned in his prayer closet. His faith wasn't built in the battle. His faith was built when he was on his knees. He had consistently sought after the heart of God 3 times a day after day, week after week, month after month. He consistently sought God. Why is it that some of us are inconsistent with our relationship with God? It's because Daniel prayed consistently and we pray occasionally. It's not what we do occasionally that makes the difference. It's what we do consistently.
Today, man, and we are so excited, man, to have one of my fraternity brothers. You know, y'all think I'm just prejudiced only having Kappas on, but that's not true. It just so happens that Palmer Williams is a noob. I'm a noob. And this man, who we saw, first of all, on Tyler Perry's House of Pain and some of the other movies that he did. Then he ended up being on NBC's Crisis. We're going to talk about that. And then he has so many wonderful things that he's doing. But my favorite right now is that doggone hit show on Fox called Our Kind of People. He has so many new moves on there, man. We don't talk about that. I'm talking about my main man. What's happening? Lance Gross is in the house.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
You got it fine. Listen, man, you've been in and out for a minute. Was Tyler Perry's House of Pain your very first professional gig, you know, as an actor, or were you doing something else before that?
So that was my big start. Before that, I was doing music videos and commercials, making a living off that. So yeah, I gotta credit Tyler Perry for giving me my start. You know,
I was in Tyler Perry's very first play too, back in probably before you were born. Well, no, you probably were born by then. It was called I Know I've Been Changed. It was in Atlanta, Georgia. And, you know, I was at a church called New Birth, and this is when he was still homeless, you know what I'm saying? And now, you know, he used to have a little, but now he's got a lot. You know?
He's got a whole lot.
Oh, yeah, he's doing it, man. He's got the whole, they call it Bollywood in Atlanta. You know, it's the Black Hollywood because he's giving so many actors work. Man, were you at the opening of his studio?
I was actually at both openings, the studio before And that opening was amazing, but this new studio, I mean, he really blew it out the water with this one.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I wasn't invited, Tyler Perry. That's okay, though. But I lived my life vicariously through Dr. Venable, because he was there with Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he took all of the pictures. And, man, I was like, he had Cicely Tyson, Oprah Winfrey, he had everybody there. It was a phenomenal affair. But now you moved on from there, man, and you started working for other networks, doing things that were really, really major. How did you feel playing in NBC's Crises? Because that was an incredible series.
Oh man, Crisis! It was amazing, man. It was something that I really got to sink my teeth into, being that I was playing a Secret Service agent. If you don't remember, it was about a Secret Service agent who was protecting the president's kid, and they got kidnapped. So that's what the series was about. So it was fun, man. I got to do a little action, and I haven't looked back since.
Wow, you didn't have any mishaps, no accidents, a broken finger,
No. Nah, man, I'm a sponge, so whatever my stunt man was telling me to do, I make sure I follow directions. So I didn't hurt on that one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So what's your favorite been so far of everything that you've done in your career? And tell us some of the movies and stuff that you've also accomplished.
Well, my favorite has to be Our Kind of People, which I'm currently working on now, because, I read the book maybe, man, it's almost 20 years ago, and I've always been a fan of the book. So when Lee Daniels and Karen brought it to the screen, I just had to be a part of it. So, I auditioned for it, I got it, and, we have an amazing cast. We're telling great stories, so that has to be my favorite. Other than that, I've done a lot of Tyler Perry work. I've done House of Pain, Temptation. I've done When Love Kills, directed by Tasha Smith, another one of my favorites. So, there's a lot more to come, man.
Yeah, man, I love that Tyree character. Let me tell you why. That Tyree character is a nuke to his heart. Bro, when he came in that green 3/4 length suit with the green hat. But now what killed me, Doc, is the episode with your co-star, and you were dating her, and she started trying to date somebody else, and she was like feeling him and she was feeling you. You took her outside on the beach. Hey, did you see that episode? This man had
how the noobs do.
Rose petals in a heart with lights, and he said something to the effect where he said, "You ain't got to go nowhere, baby. I got you right here." And all the lights came out on the beach and all the heart. I was like, "That's a noob move right there." But he wouldn't know about that. Lance, he's not a noob.
Your future and your present.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
We got to make it hard for the competition.
You made it hard for all of the competition that day, man. That was absolutely fantastic. We're gonna take a quick break, man, and keep talking to you. Keep it right on the Byron K Show. We're talking to Lance Gross. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Byron K Show. I'm honored to have my frat hanging out with me today. We're just talking about Our Kind of People. Frat, just the storyline alone. Just talk about how the affluent blacks in the neighborhood and the family that you came from were those that were serving them, and all that kind of. Just talk about what that kind of means, because it's still realistic to this day.
Yeah, well, this story, it was important to a lot of people. I mean, it's based off the novel by Lawrence Otis Graham, Our Kind of People. It just showcases the black elite in a way that you haven't seen them before. When we see ourselves on screen, sometimes there's something negative tied to it, but, these are all people who are making honest livings, doing well for themselves, and, this is their playtime when they go to Martha's Vineyard.
Absolutely,
I like that title too, because it's our people. It's not too much, not too heavy. It's just we just displaying who we really are, because all the other stuff is they don't really balance it out to me. So I got a sports question for you. Are you still hitting the court, man? Because me and you did a Howard Homecoming All-Star before together, and I was just wondering, man, are you still getting that jump shot up? It was looking a little tricky out there for you back then.
See, when you mentioned that, I knew it was a long time ago, because it's been a long time since I got on the court. I'm a track and field man myself, so
got you.
I do still run, but when it comes to taking the jump shots, man, it's been a while, man.
I don't know if you remember, but you said something like that to me, and my boy Baby Shaq was there as well. We said something to you about your shot. You said, "Man, I play football," and then you walked off on this. It was a pretty good time.
Football and track.
Okay. Are you doing anything to help to develop the youth? Do you have any organizations or programs that you're a part of, or do you just keep it where you try to be the example that you are? Because you represent us well out there. I just want to thank you for that too, because I get a lot of young guys that want to get into that field, and they mention you all the time, man. I'm trying to be like Lance, man. Lance be looking good out here. He be having all the good parts, all the baddies, So do you have anything where you try to mentor or help push for some of the young ones under you?
So I don't have my own organization, but I pour my all into Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Yo.
Kappa League. I do a lot of work with the Kappa League, a lot of mentorship. So that's where my focus is.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about, man, one more time, just our kind of people, man. When you have that and we're all in bated breath just waiting for it to happen, man, what's the cliffhanger of the season? And you can't tell me everything I know, but it's just, I know it's going to kill us, ain't it?
So the cliffhanger was that, so my girlfriend's ex, her baby's dad asked her to marry her, and I also asked Yaya to marry me, her character. So that was the cliffhanger. So if we get this season 2 pickup,
come on,
that's where we gonna pick up.
Come on,
it's gonna be a lot of drama with that.
I can't wait. Now listen, man. I've been recently seeing all of these posts of you on Instagram, and I've been godly jealous of you, man. I thought you were on vacation in Rome with your family, but what are you working on? And what movie was that you shot?
So I just shot Unthinkably Good Things for it's Hallmark's Mahogany. It's their first film, so it's gonna be a beautiful film. I mean, you can only imagine. We shot everything in Italy, and it was amazing. It was amazing. It was.
Now this is a love story,
right? Dave was saying, is this a love story?
It's a love story. It's about 3 women who are refinding themselves. So it's about their relationships, them finding love, them falling out of love, them rediscovering love. So yeah, it's all that.
Man, and I enjoy watching you post your wife and your kids, man, because you are certainly a family man. But how long have you been married, bro?
I've been married for 7 years.
7 years, absolutely. And so I know they're an active part of what you do, especially when you come home. They seem to be your #1 priority, and you take good care of them. So that's phenomenal. What are some other things that you're working on right now?
What am I working on right now? Well, like you said, family is everything for me. So right now, this is my hiatus time. So when I'm on hiatus, all about the family. We just came back from Hawaii and did the whole spring break thing with my kids. Other than that, I'm doing a lot of writing right now. Ever since the quarantine, I kind of had time to sit down and write, and now I can't put the pen down. So I'm writing a lot of my own projects, and I got something in development that's coming soon. So yeah.
Good. So you're going to producing, directing behind the camera as well?
Producing, directing, and writing. Yes,
wow.
sir.
Now, are you getting deeper into action, like more action movies?
Oh, I love action. Because
I'm waiting on your Equalizer, man. I'm waiting on your Equalizer, man.
Trust me, it's coming. It's coming. When I did Crisis, I didn't want to look back. I mean,
I like
my
Crisis.
First kick into action, and then I did Hawaii 5-0.
I like Hawaii 5-0.
After that, I was like, oh, this is where it's supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be. So absolutely, I'm going out.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, Noop, tell everybody your social media handles so they can all follow you and all that good stuff.
I'm super easy. So on Instagram and Twitter, it's just @LanceGross, and that's how you find me.
Okay, great. This is @Lance Gross. Y'all heard it here. Hey, listen, Noop, thank you for stopping by, man, on the Byron K Show, man. I appreciate it, bro. And I'll see you at the Conclave. That's getting ready to come up at the end of this year. And this, yo it up for my sons, AJ Jackson. I know he plays you as well, so absolutely. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Byron K Show, man. Lance Gross, thanks, man. That was a wonderful interview, man. Much success and much love to you, Noop. That God will continue to bless you. Listen, I've got another very blessed man of God in the house that's with us today. He is an artist here right from the DMV area. And, man, when I tell you, he's done everything from singing with Kirk Franklin and everybody else around the world, traveling with me. And he is an amazing father, husband, a pastor, man of God. He just does so many wonderful things. But most important,
you, I'm just glad to call him my brother and my friend. I'm talking about my man right here, Jeremiah Hicks. What's up, my brother?
What's up, B?
Man, welcome to the Byron K Show, man. Super Dave. The only reason why he's not up here is because he's taller than us and they don't have any stools that he can fit on. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
He would tower over us. So we still send you some love, Super Dave. We send you some love, my brother. But listen, man, you man have been singing for so long. I remember when I first heard you sing, I was like, goodness gracious. Wow. There are some people who get gifts like Daryl Coley and Walter Hawkins and Smokey Norfolk, and but man, when I first heard you sing, I was like, you were with Charles Butler, and Trinity. Absolutely. And when I heard you, I was like, man, this man right here is incredible. Wow. And I remember stealing you from Charles, but I didn't steal because I asked him. I didn't just take you. I asked him. You know what I'm saying? But man, what inspires you musically to really do what you do?
Oh wow, B, I've been loving music since I was 2 years old. My parents put me in music ministry since then. And of course, many legends, and I'm sitting by one today. You. Long ago.
Meaning I'm old. Go ahead.
No, you're not old. You're seasoned, and you're getting better as time goes by. And I tell you that all the time. Man, I am just so honored to do music ministry. I love gospel music. I love God. I love the word. But most of all, I've been able to travel with people who have been great examples like yourself. You have been one of the kindest people to me in life. And first we started off, it was very business because we didn't know each other. And that's when I realized that you paid well.
Oh,
I realized that. And then you became my big brother, and you have given me so much wisdom and knowledge and advice and push and encouragement over the years. You have not been selfish. You have literally pushed me, and not just loved me, but also loved my family. So I stand on the shoulders of many, but you are definitely one of the people that I stand on your shoulders. Thank you so much for every opportunity, including this one. From the beginning, from the first day until now, it's been blessed. So thank you so much, B, for the opportunities.
I appreciate you, man, because you're one of the special ones that I really wish you could have been in the gospel industry when I came out in 1995, when people were still actually buying CDs and tapes and albums. A lot of the young people don't remember that because I hope our industry doesn't go away, because artists like you are so very, very important. And listen, you all, I'm getting ready to introduce Jeremiah, but make sure you go pick up all of his music, pick up everything, because I tell you, man, his last album, that he has a song called You Make Me Better that my pastor used at Ebenezer for a whole season during the pandemic, and that song blessed us to life, man. And so, listen, tell us first of all how everybody can get in contact with you, with your social media.
Absolutely. I'm everywhere at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all at Jeremiah Hicks. JeremiahHicks.
Absolutely. Well, listen, you guys, we're getting ready to go into break right now, but we'll be right back here with Jeremiah Hicks right here on the Byron K Show.
I will no longer be afraid of fear and worry when they call out my name. Lord, now I see your help is what I need, and I will be focused, keep my eyes on thee. My help, yeah, my help, you are my help, my help, my help. Thank you for being my help, my help. No longer be afraid. Your name's a strong tower. When I'm running, I'm safe. Yeah. Lord, now I see your help is what I need, and I will be focused and keep my eyes on thee. In the morning, I need your help. In the evening, I need your help. In the midnight, I need your help. You have been my help. I'm crying out for your help. I'm desperate for your help. Please be my help. Thank you for being my help. We've been waiting for our change to come. We've been broken. Now the God in me has won. We can make it. With God we can overcome. By the blood of the Lamb, we'll tell the world God's been our help. My help. In the valley you are. In my flaws you are. You are with me. Through the valley, yes you are. Thank you for being. Thank you for being my help. Thank you, Lord. Oh, Jesus, you've been my help. Tell me who can stand before us when we call that great name, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, all of my help is coming from you. All of my help, all of my help, all of my help is coming from you. Thank you, Jesus.